Hi everyone and welcome to 6th, 7th and 8th channel of BYJU'S. I'm your teacher Ankita and I welcome you in today's class. In today's class, we will be discussing about a very interesting chapter from class 6th, and the name of the chapter is Getting to Know Plants, and that is just under 20 minutes. So it's a very important class, everyone. It's a crash course. We know that your exams are just around the corner, so we're making sure that you're exam ready. And if you're new here, if you're watching our video for the very first time, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Because on our channel, we are making sure that you will ace your examination. For that, we have amazing classes planned for you. We have complete revision classes. We have summaries under 20 minutes. We have BYJU'S mock test, subjective and the objective question, mind map, doubt solving. We have exam prep test. We have sessions PDF that you will get after each and every class, and of course we have one-shot videos. So please make sure to subscribe to this amazing channel where you will be getting that you all need to ace your examination. On that note, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And now let's get started. Before we get started, I would request you to have your pencil and your pen so that you can note down all the important points that we'll be discussing. And let's get started. So here we'll be discussing about the plants, right? Now plants are really very important. We know that plants are very important for all the living organisms that we have on the planet Earth. And we'll be looking at the different parts of a plant. So here we have the roots. Then we have stem, we have leaves, we have flowers, and we have fruits. So these are the important parts that we have of a plant, and we'll be going into the details and we'll be discussing about each one of them. So this is what we'll be learning in today's class. So we have broadly categorized this whole chapter into the 4 subtopics that will be helping us to keep a track of our learning and will be making our learning super easy. So we have roots, their structure and function, flowers, their structure and function. We'll be discussing about the stems and the leaf, their structure and the function altogether. Starting with the roots. So let's discuss about them. So when we talk about the roots, right, now we don't see roots, but they are the one that provides the anchorage to the plant, right? They are beneath, right? And of course, as we see the plant, from the seed, it will grow into a huge plant, right? And it has 2 important parts. It has root and the shoot part. So root, of course, we know it's underground, and shoot is a stem which is above the ground. So from seed to this plant, we have different parts, and we have 2 super important parts, which is root and the shoot. So roots plays a very important role. It actually helps in the absorption of water and minerals from the soil, provide the anchorage also. So here, if we talk in terms of the function, this is how you can write the answer. In the examination can come for 2 marks, write the function of the roots. And here we have, they provide the anchorage to the plants and of course help in preventing the loss of the top soil. So if the plants are there, they'll be holding the top layer of the soil, which is the most fertile layer of soil. If the plants are not there, the top layer we might lose. So these are the 2 very important functions, and of course apart from that, roots are the one that actually help in the absorption of water and minerals from the soil to the whole plant. See over here, water and minerals will be moving from the roots, they'll be entering into the plants and will be moving throughout the plants. So hence roots become really very important. When we discuss about the roots, there are 2 different types of roots that we see in various plants. And we have tap root and we have fibrous root. So tap root, if you look over here, they have a main root, right? They have a main root, and from that main root we will see different branches arising. That's a taproot system. And then we have the fibrous root where there's no main root, right? Over here we have a main root, but in a fibrous root we don't have a main root, and from this particular bunch we will see a lot of branches, a lot of thread-like structures that are coming. These are the 2 different types of roots we have, tap root and the fibrous root. So that's all about the root. Now let's discuss about the stem. Now, of course, stem or the shoot is above the ground. In that also we have different categories altogether, right? So we have different types of plants based upon the stem that they have. So we have herbs, trees, creepers, we have shrubs and climbers, right? Let's discuss about each one of them in detail. So we have the herbs, right? These are the small plants. They're very, very small plants. They don't have a woody stem as, right? And they have a very soft and tender stem. The stem is mostly in green in color. And of course, we have the examples like grass over here, right? Of course, we can see this over here. And of course, we have the tulsi, right? And small herbs that we have around at our homes also, right? So that is the example. Then of course we have the shrubs. Now shrubs have a small to the medium size, right? They has a hard but not very, very woody stem. They had a hard and little bit of moderate and thick woody stem. The stem will develop, definitely will have the branches from at the base, right? And the examples for this is the lemon tree, the rose, orange and peaches are the one that will fall under the category of shrubs. Then we have the large trees. Now they are really very tall. They have a very hard, thick, woody stem. They have basically we call as a trunk, right? The trunk has branches in the upper part. So of course, if you look over here, we'll not have the branches at the base only, but we will have the branches arising at the upper part, right? And they will be much above the ground. An example, of course, we have of mango, jackfruit, and coconut trees. So these are the trees. And of course these are important examples. So please make sure you remember the characteristics of each one of these because all of these are really very important from the exam point of view. Then we have the two very special type. We have creepers and then we have climbers. So creepers, of course, they have a weak stem and they spread on the ground. So they are the one that will not be able to climb. So of course they are the one that are just growing on the ground. They spread themselves on the ground, right? So they have a very weak stem and the examples for them, the example that we will definitely remember over here is watermelon, strawberries and pumpkin, right? Then we have the climbers, as the word suggests, climbers. They are the one that climbs, right? They have a weak stem, but when given provided a good support, they will be climbing up. An example over here is cucumber, grapevine, and I'm sure a very common plant that all of us have seen at our home is the money plant is an example of a climber. So we have discussed about the different types of plants based upon the structure of the stem, and we have important 5 categories. We have herbs, we have shrubs, tree, climbers and the creepers. So please make a point to remember all of these. This is really important and super easy. Now that we are clear with this, let's discuss about the functions of the stem. Now we know that the stem is above the ground, right? Definitely it will be helping in providing basically the structure all together. It will be holding the leaves, fruits, flowers, and right, it plays a very important role, right? And it will be providing support also altogether. So these are the important functions of the stem. Now we have discussed about the root and the stem, and now we'll be looking at the leaf, which is a very, very important part of a plant. Here we have the leaf and we have the structure of the leaf with us. So over here we can see the first part that we'll be discussing over here is the lamina, the leaf blade that we have over here. Then of course it has a midrib, and arising from the midrib we have the veins that will be carrying the water, right, and other things. Well, the molecules that are really very important. Then of course we have the petiole, which is the leaf stalk which is attached, right, on the branches. Of course if there's a single leaf attached, and if there's more leaf, this is how they will be attaching to a stick. So this is how we have the structure of the leaf altogether. Now we know that leaves plays a very important role in the process of photosynthesis. They actually help the plants to make their own food, right? They take the sunlight. On the leaves we have the chloroplast, right? And we have chlorophyll, because of which the plants are green in color. So plants make their own food because they have the leaves, and we call leaf as a food factory of the plant. So in the presence of sunlight, they'll be taking the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and water from the soil, right? And they'll be making their food, and of course they'll have the energy and they will be releasing oxygen. Apart from that, leaves plays a very important role in the process of transpiration, which is nothing but the loss of water in a form of water vapor from the leaves, right, altogether. So there is a loss of water in the form of water vapors from leaves is called as transpiration. Now this is a very important process, actually helps to pull the water, right, and of course helps to cool down the plants also. So it's a very important process that we see in plants. Then if you take a look over here, we have an interesting activity. See over here, we have a plant we have covered that plant with a plastic right over here, and after some time what we'll see, if we keep it in sunlight, what we'll see, there will be a lot of droplets inside that plastic, and this actually proves that, right, we will see there's a vapor loss, and of course we can say that transpiration happened over there. So the vapor loss from the leaves condensed on the plastic bag and of course forms droplets. Of course, that's clearly help us to understand the transpiration process is happening. So we are clear with the structure of a leaf. We are clear that why the leaves are important, and now we have understood about the transpiration also. Now let's talk about the venation. Now on leaves, I'm sure we have seen a lot of lines. Of course, the arrangement of the veins. We have discussed about the veins. So the arrangement of the veins on the leaf is called as venation. Now there are two types of venation that we can found in the plants. First, of course, is the reticulate venation. We have the examples of beetroot, carrot, and different types of trees altogether. And then we have the parallel venation, where of course we will see the grass, such as the wheat, banana, rice, and maize. The easiest thing for all of us to identify and remember about the venation is that in the reticulate venation, we'll see the veins not very aligned to each other. They will form a network altogether. Whereas in the parallel venation, as in terms of banana leaf, they will be parallel. See, this is very easy for us to understand. So this question usually comes in the examination for 2 marks or for 3 marks. So please make sure to remember this important concept. Then of course, we have something very related to it, which is the root system versus the venation. And there we have a very strong connection. So taproot plant, right? In a plant, if there's a taproot, they'll have the reticulate venation. The leaves will have the reticulate venation. And if a plant have a fibrous roots, their leaves will have the parallel venation. This is also very important. Please make sure you remember the examples of it, right? Examples are really important. This will be helping you in the examination, so please keep a note of this. So we can say that we have discussed about the root, stem, and the leaves. Now what are we left with? We're just left with the flower. And first, we'll be discussing about the different parts of the flower, or we say whorls of a flower. So in a flower, right, over here we have a beautiful flower. So it has different parts altogether. It has the green part that is there on the, the green little part, which is the sepal. Then it has the beautiful colored part, which is called as the petals. Then it has a male and the female reproductive part. So the male reproductive part is called as stamen. It has the anther and the filament. And the female reproductive part is called as pistil or the carpel. And it has stigma, style, ovary, and the ovule. So these are the important parts, or the very important, whorls of the flower. In that, the male and the female reproductive systems become really very essential, whereas sepals and petals are not that essential. Now, these two does not help in the reproduction process, whereas male and female definitely will be helping in the reproduction process. So, this becomes really very important in helping the plants to spread, right? And of course, they will be reproducing by this particular method. So, we have discussed about the plants, and of course, we know that flower is a reproductive organ of the flower. So, with this, we have covered all the topics. With this, we are actually done with this particular chapter. I hope that you got this chapter, and please make sure, if you are clear with the whole chapter, please make sure to take the test which is there in the link given below. There's a link, click on that. There are questions for you, so please make sure you attend those questions. We will be discussing about those questions in the upcoming classes. On that note, I would end my class. Please make sure to register for these amazing examination, right, which is BYJU'S National Scholarship Personality Test, which will be happening on 4th and 5th of Feb. Please make sure to register for it. It's absolutely free, and it will be helping you in generating an amazing report that will be helping you to understand about the, your subject analysis, behavior analysis, our skill set analysis, and the career analysis. On that note, I will end my class. As we always say, we have got you covered. If you have enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button. Please make sure to subscribe with your friends. And please make sure to subscribe to this interesting and super amazing channel. We'll be meeting really very soon. On that note, take care of yourself and keep on learning with BYJU'S.